Central Arkansas.
A Little Rock man lives to tell his story.
This is me, y'all.
Drags him along the interstate.
Hard to believe he shared what happened with Fox 16's Josh Barrett.
It's me.
Josh, what a story he has, huh?
It definitely is, Kevin. Now, he told me he's only here by the grace of God and one North Little Rock police officer who happened to be in the right place at the right time.
I was holding on with 4 fingers. No one has ever could possibly say that they held on for dear life like I have.
And Antonio Beasley had to do just that. Thursday night, he made a stop at the corner store before heading home for the night.
Well, I saw an old lady and her car was bellowing smoke off from under it.
A diesel mechanic by trade, he got out to see if he could help. No more than 2 minutes later, someone else was sitting in the driver's seat of his Suburban.
Dude, what are you doing in my truck?
Beasley reached in to try and grab the keys, but the thief threw the truck in drive and started to take off.
I hauled out of the parking lot while my arm was in the truck.
The thief headed straight for the interstate.
And I looked at him in his face and said, "If you stop, I'll give you my truck." He looked at me as if he had no regards for human life and said, "Let go," doing 80 miles per hour.
Beasley had no choice but to hold on as long as he could.
I was scared for my life because I was being drugged, and all I could see was cars passing by me and him trying to throw me off the side of my vehicle.
And then, whether it was an act of God or the grace of one officer, Beasley could let go.
There was blocks up the street from where I stayed.
He got out with only a bum toe, limiting him to crutches.
I could have been killed over a car.
And now Beasley says after about 5 blocks of that dragging, a North Little Rock police officer happened to see them and pulled them over. Would-be carjacker now sits behind bars.
Oh my goodness.
80 miles an hour?
Pretty wild.
Yeah.
Pretty wild story, yeah. And then he took off, got on the on-ramp, and then started taking off down the interstate. And it was shortly thereafter, but he increased speed pretty quickly, trying to swerve him off.
But looking back at it now, and I'm happy to hear that he only got away with just a toe injury, my goodness. But looking back at it now, would he have done things differently? Would he have just completely backed off and said, just take the car?
And that's what he was saying. He could have been killed over just the car. And looking back, he would have let go and not reached in to try and grab those keys. But that was his initial instinct, was to say, I don't want you to steal my car. I'm going to take the keys out. He took off. And that's what happened.
What kind of charges are the guy will the suspect face?
Police say that he likely faces aggravated robbery charges and theft of property. However, Beasley in the story says that he's going to go after them for everything he can and turn this into assault with a deadly weapon.
I'll say.
Wow.
My goodness, 80 miles an hour. Thanks, Josh.
Yeah, nigga.
Fox 16 Crime Alert tonight.